Cal, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield.
What's up, y'all? Violent here, Vampira here, and we are here reporting live at the time that we're recording. When you see it, it wouldn't be live anymore, but we are recording live, doing the BMFWrestling Raw review for this week. Now this week Raw came from Washington, D.C. Washington. That's right, it's close to Washington, but it's
Is that like Washington and Michigan put together?
Yeah, Washington.
Washington.
You've never been there? You Americans should know where Washington is.
Come on.
Come on. Seriously? Come on. Anyway, it came from Washington, D.C. And Raw, let's get straight into it. I've got a bit to cover, so let's get straight into it. Trying to keep it to a minimum, as usual, as we tend to go on a rant, as I'm ranting now.
John Cena.
What about it? Don't call me John Cena. That is an insult. I am much more entertaining than John Cena.
Well, I know that, but you know, John Cena's promo and all.
Oh yes. Well, Raw opened up with a John Cena promo, as most Raws generally do, with
John
him
Cena
involved some way or another. And what happened? John came out and started ranting like a heel again, basically saying, "I'll beat The Rock. I'm better than The Rock. I'm the best." Blah 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 blah. Going on and on and on. The crowd was as interested as I was, because they were all chanting boring and booing him excessively. So once again, this is the second week in a row that John's had a bit of a, I call him John because we're on a first name basis.
Yeah.
And John, it's time for a heel turn. Like it has to be leading up to a heel turn with his heel promos he's been doing.
Well, you know, the Rock has that in himself to be able to turn anyone heel, really.
He does, because no one can shine, especially John Cena, cannot outshine The Rock. That's, you know, say what you want about the guy, he is still one of the best entertainers in wrestling today. So, John Cena fell on his face during this promo, which is no surprise, he does it a lot. Anyway, moving on. Up next we had Showbro KO, hashtag Showbro KO, squashing 3MB.
Why do they still have jobs?
Because someone's going to get squashed by like Showbro KO or any misfit three-man tag.
I kind of like my pet Carlito on his cousin.
Yeah. Well, his cousin's still around. Yeah, it's called fucking Replica. No, Aaron's his brother.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, that's why they're around. So after the match, it was just a typical squash match. The fucking faces very 3MB deeper than they were before. And afterwards we had a bit of a promo from the Shield up in the crowds. Now, interesting things I took from this promo, wasn't the actual words that were said, is that I've learned to grade the Shield members. Now, on the mic, you have the most impressive, it's got to be Ambrose. He's just by far, Dean Ambrose is by far the best speaker for the Shield. He's got a gift, I'll give him that. He's like up there with CM Punk, and I know he's compared to Roddy Piper a lot and Brian Pillman, considering they're the two crazy type speakers, but he's got a future as far as it goes to talk. In the ring, still haven't seen that much of him, so I can't fairly judge, but I've come to the conclusion that Seth Rollins on the microphone is shit. He should not speak. I think Roman Reigns is better on the mic than Seth Rollins, and that's saying something, because
Roman Reigns doesn't talk much.
Exactly, Roman is very reserved with what he says, doesn't speak a lot. He reminds me a lot of Batista back in Evolution. That doesn't speak unless he's got something to say.
It's just a muscle.
And this promo just felt like they gave him something to say because they gave the other two something to say. And therefore his thing wasn't of that much substance. Ambrose covered everything they need to cover, but they have to treat them like equals, so they'll all get mic time. Fair enough, I understand that. But Ambrose shunned brightest of the Shield members on his mic skills, and he has from the moment that they've started. And Rollins shouldn't speak. Seth, don't speak. Yeah.
Quiet.
That's it. That's what we want from Seth Rollins. That and those awesome flying knee drops off the top rope. They're fucking sensational. I love that. Anyway, up next we had a Jack Swagger promo. Who gives a fuck? You're standing outside a Washington building of significance. I can't remember what one it was. I'm not American, so I don't know your structures that well. You're standing there with Zeb Coulter and I honestly
Have they got
phased
any-
out.
Have they got any update on the legal issues that it's going through?
Apparently the court date's been set, but there's no idea of what the outcome's going to be.
Personally, I don't think anyone cares.
No, I don't really give a fuck about Jack Swagger whatsoever.
What about Del Rio?
Del Rio had a promo immediately after a little backstage segment, and the same thing, I didn't listen to a word that he said. I have no interest in this feud. The only good thing I see coming from this feud is when Dolph Ziggler cashing in his Money in the Bank, hopefully at Wrestlemania,
Yep.
and takes the title from him, and then hopefully they both fall into obscurity. Next, Daniel Bryan versus Dolph Ziggler. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear.
Yeah.
Interesting fact, Dolph Ziggler did not have a fucking entrance this week, which once again is stupid as fuck. This dude is your potential next world champion and you can't even give him a fucking entrance.
Mind you, it's a 3-hour show, so how do you not fit an entrance?
We've been on this rant before, the 3-hour show, how can they not have time for entrances? Maybe it's because we had 3 promos in a row. We had The Shield, Jack Swagger, and then Alberto Del Rio.
3-hour show, mate, you still can't fit the promo. You can still fit the entrance.
Bryan got an entrance, but Ziggler didn't. When he came back from commercials, Ziggler was already in the ring. Ziggler won the match, which is a highlight. You know, it's not very often Ziggler wins matches, as I've said before. He won a match over Daniel Bryan. So hey, WWE can actually book a decent match properly. It was a good match too. Like Bryan and Ziggler always have good matches. Like
Great chemistry.
they're two of the ones like that just have good chemistry together.
But then again, Ziggler can just make anyone look good.
Ziggler can, and Bryan can to a degree. So when you put the two together, they make each other look good.
Yeah.
One problem I had with this match was what happened after the match. When Kane came into the ring and started defending Daniel Bryan.
You hear it? Said Kane.
I know, it's coming.
It's coming.
I know. Anyway, Kane came into the ring and started to dismantle Big E and Dolph Ziggler. And what happened as a result of that, you know, he was defending his partner, came in to save him. Ended up getting Big E by the throat, in which case Big E completely makes Kane look like a total bitch and just pulls his arm away from his throat, scoops him up for his stupid fucking finisher and drops him. Now, I'm understanding you want to make Big E look good. Now, of course you do, he's a big, strong guy. You want to make him look impressive, but this is fucking Kane. This is the big red monster. This is a guy who has been around for years and has always been supposedly this intimidating force. And you just want to have him get fucking squashed with one move from Big E. Now, even fucking when Kane comes up against someone like Big Show or Undertaker, they show that they're evenly matched. And now you're making it look like Big E is stronger than Kane, Big Show, fucking Ryback, Undertaker, any fucking big name who's ever been.
And not nearly as talented.
Yeah, I've seen Big E wrestle. I do not know why they're pushing him so hard. He's fucking shit. I watch NXT. He's just not that impressive.
Dude.
That's all he's got. His power. At least Ryback can hold some remnants of a match. I've seen Big E's matches. He can't wrestle for shit. He makes John Cena look like a fucking 40-year veteran.
He's got bigger tits than the Divas.
He makes John Cena look like a fucking Chris Jericho. And that's an accomplishment. That's his biggest achievement, you're right, is that he's got the biggest tits on the WWE roster, and that's over the fucking Divas. This was a completely stupid thing to do. Let's bury fucking Kane for the sake of Ryback.
Anything, they should have just made him look like equals.
Exactly, have him stand up and come to a standstill. Yeah. That's what they should have. Every time Kane's done something like that with Big Show or Undertaker, it always makes them look evenly matched. Yeah. Not one superior over the other, and this one just fucking blatantly squashed Kane, and this was fucking stupid. Now, I don't want to rant on this too much because I'll go on for hours about how WWE... Yeah, still got to do my Kane profile. I've been fucking lazy. I will do it eventually, mark my words. It'll probably be that straw that breaks the camel's back when they do something with Kane that it just pushes me over the edge. Anyway, on next, we had HBK come out hyping up the fucking match between Triple H and Brock Lesnar. Now, he started ranting on. Triple H came out and HBK said he's going to be in his corner, and HBK did one good thing in this. It was to put over the hatred between Lesnar and Triple H, and that he was saying how this situation isn't like his and the Undertaker. You know, they had respect for each other and admiration, where Brock Lesnar has no respect and just wants to hurt him. I thought that was a very good way of putting it over that how much shit that Triple H is in. So I thought that was a very, very good way of doing it. It's the first thing they've done that's really impressed me since this whole fucking angle started, apart from that pull apart brawl at the beginning. He's also said he's going to be in Triple H's corner, and apparently he's hinted subtly that he might inject himself into the match. So,
which knowing HBK is very likely, don't be so.
More than likely, but now I found that the deck is stacked against Brock Lesnar, because now you've got 2 former WWE champions against 1 former WWE champion and fucking Paul Heyman.
What's to stop CM Punk from getting involved?
Because he's got his own match against the Undertaker, and I'm sure he wouldn't want Triple H and Shawn Michaels coming down interfering in his. So there is that.
You never know. Poor Heyman will probably get involved somehow.
Well, considering that Punk and Lesnar have not had a single interaction since.
Which I find really weird. I mean, you got
Heyman
both managing both,
yeah.
and like, how do you manage 2 superstars and not have them interact?
That is the bizarre.
Without forming them into a tag team, of course. But you know, how do you have them? You know, managing 2 superstars completely separately from each other and not have them interact?
I think it's just because we've kind of expect it from like the likes of, you know, Bobby Heenan always had his Heenan family and. Like most managers get their people and put them in a faction together. $1 Million Man did it with $1 Million.
I think that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to avoid forming into a tag team, so keep them separate. But at the very least, they can walk out together from time to time.
And the next question I actually had was, why is Brock Lesnar paid as much as he is? The man comes down to the ring and does nothing. Heyman does all the talking. All he stands there is look tough. He does no media appearances, no interviews, no promos. All he does is stand there and look tough and get busted open. Why is he on like a $5 million?
He's been working his ass off.
He has, man. I give Heyman props. The way he's been working with CM Punk, he's been working with Lesnar. Without Paul Heyman, this whole Lesnar angle would have died. It was almost died in the ass, but he's the only thing that's keeping it alive.
Yeah.
So I give Paul Heyman all the credit in the world. I was never a big Paul Heyman fan, but in the most recently, what he's done with Punk and Lesnar, it's actually made me appreciate him a lot more.
The guy can manage, man.
Yeah, he's good. He's good in that regard. So we're going to cut it here. We'll be back with the next part. As usual, we're going to try and cut it down for time constraints. Back with the next part, we're going to talk about more about Raw and what comes next. I can't remember what it is. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe to us if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter @Violent.
Follow me on Twitter @Vampiro45.
There you go. And make sure, right here, is where I'll put the link for the next video. Make sure you click on it. Check it out.
Tell your friends about us.
Yeah, you gotta share it, man.
Come on.
Oh, this is good shit. You're watching it.
Yeah.
Tell them, share it.
Yeah.
Put an ad in the paper for us. We don't have the money. You know, we'll set up a PayPal account so that you can make donations to us. Okay, how's that sound?
Exactly.
Yeah, we accept any denomination of $100 bills. Alright? So make sure you click right here and like the next video.
Right there.